Merlin, it's time to eat some bugs. Are you ready? Are you ready for bugs, Merlin? You did pretty decent on your greens. Didn't eat too many, but you liked them. I can see that. Looks like you had collard greens today, huh? Yeah. All right, Merlin. Oh, Merlin. Wherefore art thou, Merlin? Look, I got a bug for you. Get it, Merlin. Oh, did he get away? Buddy, you gotta be a little bit quicker on the draw. Little bit. Not a lot, just a little bit. Let me get you another one. We'll get that one. If you don't eat it tonight, we'll get it when we replace your paper towels tomorrow. Now, about the paper towel thing, before everybody freaks out about, oh my God, terrible substrate. No, it's actually fantastic substrate, and I'll tell you why. Remember that I take in rescue dragons that are often sick, often injured, often needing medication, and, you know, other various issues. All right, buddy, good job. And so often I need to measure what they're taking in and what's coming out. Sometimes I need to weigh it. So I couldn't do that with a loose substrate for sure. And again, now I'm not going to be the one to tell you that loose substrate is evil. What I'm going to tell you is you're running a risk when you have loose substrate, because you do not want an impaction caused by sand or gravel or clay, because the chances that your dragon's going to die from it are pretty high. Number one, because you know how clay works, you know how sand works. When it gets into the intestinal tract, it gets wet, it gets solid as a rock, then you try to fix it, and he can't pass it. I mean, it just becomes almost like a boulder. You might get him to the vet soon enough where they can surgically remove it, maybe. However, let me put it to you this way. A lot of people use it, God love them. I hope that when they feed their dragons, they take them off of that substrate, because they might never get an impaction. That's true. A lot of people complain, well, that's what their normal environment is like. Remember, these are creatures from the Australian desert who are on different types of sand with some of the natural clay that comes along, but it's pretty hard packed. And so when they're on it, they are, wow, Merlin, we're not doing too well with our aim today. When they're on it, they are able to sort of grab at the bugs, because the bugs sit really on top. They don't sink into it, okay? So it's easy to grab them without getting a bunch of sand in their mouth. And that's not to say that impaction doesn't happen in the wild. Sometimes it absolutely does. And sometimes they die. And then they're eaten by another type of lizard. So, or a bird of prey, or some other animal looking for a quick bite. So, you know, nature has a way of dealing with what needs to happen. However, when we're talking about domesticated dragons, like I said, there's a possibility it would never, ever, ever get an impaction, and it might be fine. There's also every bit as much likelihood that they are going to get an impaction, and it's going to be terrible, and they probably might, you know, are likely to pass away or be extremely sick and going to need a lot of recuperative care and a very expensive surgery if you do catch it in time. So here's my question. I don't understand the point of taking the risk. I mean, there's 1,000 kinds of substrate you can have. Why would you want something that could potentially make your dragon sick or die. The concept of that doesn't make any sense to me because I'm trying to save them. I would never do something that could risk their life in any capacity. It just wouldn't even enter my head. So, that being said, if you're going to use a loose substrate, and please, if you're going to do it, use something that is not calci sand. I wish they would take it off the market, because if you are slightly, this is the type of substrate that is like a sand. It's made of calcium-based silica, I think. And there's calcium in it. So if you're at all low on your dragon's diet of calcium, they're going to eat it because there's calcium in it. And that's the last thing you want them to do. So please, 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 please don't put that down in your dragon's enclosure. Now, if you want to use some other kind of sand or eco earth and sand mixture, okay, but please feed them on something else. Don't make it an issue. Take them out to feed them on a plate. Do, something that's going to increase their chances of getting the food without getting the substrate with it. Oh my gosh, Merlin, you and I are having a time today, aren't we? We really, really are. And now, I'm having to try and find it, because remember, I feel very strongly, once you've seen a feeder insect chew on your dragon, or on any dragon, you are never again